Good morning. I'm getting off to a late start this morning, but that's alright. Come out here, got my heater cleaned up, got it all ready to get hooked up, and I forgot I took a part off of it back there in the summer to fix something else, and now I don't have the part I need, and I'm not going all the way to town after I knew there's one here in this shop somewhere, but I can't find it. Wasted another hour looking for it, but oh well. Weather, our high today, I mentioned yesterday, is supposed to be 52. We've already reached the high earlier this morning, and now it's dropping. It's going to be, by this afternoon, in the low 40s, upper 30s, drizzly rain, possible sleet tonight, and Friday afternoon, even the local weather sites are showing that we are supposed to get some snow. Up to 1 inch, they said, is possible. Now, we've had a dusting here or there over the years. Back in 1973, we had, I think, 3 inches. And I've got pictures of that in the house somewhere. But it'll be a fun treat for us if we do get a little bit, just to see it. I don't think the grandkids have ever seen snow. My youngest daughter has, I think, once. Just a little dust, not much though. That should be fun. And it's supposed to be cold. So I'll get that heater up and go. I'll show you how to put that together tomorrow. So we're going to get grinding on these steak knives. Part 2 of the 10-piece set. Alright, there's one that we got all blade etched and done yesterday. I'm going to show you the grind, the initial grind, and then we'll go on to the next step, which will be heat treating. Alright, this will get loud, so watch your ears. Just like that. Now, a lot of people will use a jig, a grinding jig on their grinder. I freehand. I feel more comfortable with it that way. I tried a jig one time. I didn't much like it. So I'd rather do it this way. Now, the grinds are not even at this point. And I'm not going to go any thinner because I don't want it down to sharp right now. Because when I heat treat it, the thinner the metal is, the more likely it is to crack. Now, anything can happen at any time during the heat treating process to ruin one of these. That's why I've got to be real careful. Alright, to even them out and do the final grind, when all that's done, I'll show you later on. I'll use this grinder, and I'll also use the 4x36. Or I may even use the great big one over there. Just depends. Alright, that's how you do the initial grind. 1 down, 9 to go. Alright, next step. We're going to heat treat all these blades. I've already warmed up my oil. That is vegetable oil, for those of y'all who hadn't seen the way I do this. And I still do this by hand. I think that's the best way. Now I'm going to get these blades hot to the color I want, and I'm going to quench them in the oil and let them cool. Take just a few minutes. This is where I want it. Just like that, and I'll do all of them the same way. Well, as you can see, we've got a pretty good rain going on. Just slacked off some. It's getting colder. It's warm out here doing this. But everything's heat treated. I know it's dark out here, but those are cooling. Everything's cooling. The next step, I won't show it because it's just very simple. I'm going to mix up some warm soapy water in the sink and some Dawn dishwashing soap because it cuts grease real well. And I'm going to take a piece of steel wool and wash them all off, wash the oil off of them. Then they'll go in the temper in the oven, as many as I can get in there, and we'll go from there. Next step. Alright, everything is cooled. Washed all the quenching oil off of everything. Now, before they go in the tempering oven, I'm going to check them and make sure they all hardened properly. Now, if this file cuts into one of them, that means it's not hard. That scoops right across. That one's good. 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 Good so far. Good. Alright, they're all good. So we're going to put them over here in the tempering oven. Move this over here, you can see maybe. Alright, we'll put the big ones in first. I'm probably not going to get all of them in at one time. Nope, I know I'm not. Oh. Now the hardness, the heat treating, to make that blade hard, that's what ensures it'll keep an edge on it. And when what this will do, now right now it's very, very, very hard, very brittle. So the tempering is going to take some of that hardness out and soften it just a bit. That's all that's for. Alrighty, and we got 4 left over. We'll do them next. Now I've got my heat at 400 degrees. Put it at 450 on this oven. It'll stay on constantly, and we don't want that. Set it for an hour on bake. And while that's doing, I've got an hour downtime. So I'm going to go ahead and get out the wood for the handles, which will be maple. And I'll get all that laid out and get it ready to cut. And I'll show you that process here in just a little while, because I'm going to run in the house and get me a bowl of soup, because I'm cold. Alright, I have all the handles cut out. Since I was cutting tiger maple, everybody gets tiger maple except for that camp knife, and it's going to get oak, because that oak is going to be a outdoor type knife, and I mean the camp knife needs something a little bit heavier for that one. So now, right quick, I am going to, got the steak knives right here. They come out of the oven. All the oil is off, but what I like to do is go ahead and take and put with a rough belt, put a rough little finish on here so the epoxy will dry real good. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Noise alert. Like that. That way I've got a rough finish for that epoxy to get something to bite onto. That'll help with the pins, will help hold it on there. Alright, I won't bore you with the whole set, but that's what's up next. I'm getting tired. It's getting colder out here, so I want to try to at least get one side of these handles epoxied on, and it'll take extra long for it to dry, so this might be, I'll show them to you when I get them glued up. Then I'll go in. Alright, y'all, there is the glue up of the 10-piece set. Now, like I've been fussing about all day, it's cold. It's going to take that a little bit longer to set up to be to my likings. So I'm going to let it sit overnight. I'm going to go in and get something hot to eat. And get going again in the morning. I thank y'all for watching. I thank you for your support. And I will see you in part 3.